So we are moving towards the next part of the chapter number 10, that is light, reflection and refraction. Yesterday we did image formation about convex lens. Fine, there were in total 6 image formations for the convex lens. So today we are moving towards some new topic of the lens, and that is the image formation by concave lens. That is the image formation by concave lens. Okay students, so the first thing is at infinity. At infinity, as I told you earlier, that the concave lens are somewhat like, let me write first, at infinity. That is your object distance. Okay, that is your object distance. So this will be your concave lens. Okay, the line passing through the center of the concave lens is origin O. Is origin O. Fine, or also known as optical center. Name this as F1, F2 and 2F1. Over here it will be F2 and 2F2. Fine students, I hope you are clear with this. Now, if I am having an object that is kept at infinity over here, fine. So what happens? One of the rays travels till here, that is your first incident ray, and then it diverges. And then it diverges. Okay, so we need to write this. The another ray which comes over here, it forms it goes over here. So you can see that the object that is coming from the infinity, two incident rays are diverging on the different directions. Fine. So they are not going to intersect anyway. So what we can do is we can stretch an imaginary line. The imaginary line can be stretched without changing the distance over here, and from this over here. So this is your point of intersection. This is your point of intersection. So now what happens? If the object distance was kept at infinity, the image will be found at focus on the same side. At focus on the same side. Okay, on the same side. So this is your image distance. Fine. At infinity, that is object distance. At F1, that is your image distance. At F1, that is your image distance. I hope you are clear with this. What is the size of the object, students? It is point size. It is point size. So you can write that it is point sized object. Okay, it is point sized object, but it will be as on the same side of the mirror. So it will be virtual and erect. Virtual and erect will be your answer. Fine, so this was the first case we did about the image formation by concave lens. The image formation by concave lens. Okay. Next topic what we are going to study is between infinity and optical center O. Between infinity and optical center O. So what happens? First of all we will write over here between infinity and optical center O, and that is your object distance. Okay, it is lying somewhere between infinity and optical center O. So again we are going to draw. Fine. So this is your again what we say as a concave lens. We will pass an imaginary line naming optical center O. Fine. So this will be your F1, this will be your 2F1, this will be your F2, and this will be your 2F2. Okay. See, if now object is kept over here somewhere, Fine. If the object is kept over here somewhere and one of the incident ray travels till here and then it diverges. Then it diverges. Okay. I hope you are clear with this. Fine, students. So this is your AB, that is the object distance. As I told you earlier, if in any contact, any lens, that is either the concave lens or convex lens, if the incident ray is passing through the origin, it does not deviate, it does not bend. So one of the ray without deviation it will pass. It's quite untidy but it will work. Okay, it will pass without deviation. So now what happens? You can draw one more this imaginary line passing through this. So where we are getting the intersection? We are getting the intersection over here. Fine, we are getting the intersection over here. So now we can say that the object is found over here. The object is found over here. Fine. So this will be your A prime, this will be your A prime, B prime. This will be your A prime, B prime. So students, you can see that if the object was kept between infinity and optical center, the object was kept between the infinity and the optical center, the image can be found between optical center and the focus. Optical center and the focus. So we can write between F1 and optical center, that is image distance. That is image distance. Between F1 and O, that is your image distance. As it is very small, we can write small in size. Small in size, and another thing will be virtual and erect. Virtual and erect. Fine, students, I hope you are clear with this thing. So these were the two image formations by concave lens. These were the two image formation by concave lens. The first one was at the infinity, that was the object distance, then your image distance will be at the focus. Then your image distance will be at the focus, and that will be point size, virtual and erect. Okay. The second one was if the object distance was kept between the infinity and the optical center O, that is your object distance, then the image will be found as between focus and optical center. Between focus and optical center, so that will be your image distance. That will be your image distance. And that will be also small in size, virtual and erect, but not the point size. It was point size over here. Fine, I hope you are clear with all the 8 image formation by lens. That were the 6 of the convex lens and 2 of the concave lens. And the 8 other we did about the mirrors. They were something about 6 of the concave mirror and 2 of the convex mirror. Okay, so these are the image formations, can be asked for 3 marks, so you please pay attention on these things. Okay, we have completed over here the image formations. Fine. So next thing we are going to move about is refractive index. What is refractive index? The first question is what is refractive index? Okay. Now as I told you that what is refraction, whenever a light passes from one transparent medium to another transparent medium, it bends. Okay, whenever light passes from one transparent medium to another transparent medium, it bends, and that is known as refraction. We also did an example of the rectangular glass slate. Okay, suppose say this is the rectangular glass slate. And this was the medium one, that is N1, and that is air. And say this is medium N2, and that is glass. Again, this will be N3, which is equivalent to N1 because that is air. So now what happens, students? whenever the light was passing from here, we were drawing a normal drawn to the surface, and then the light was bending towards the normal. As I told you that light when passes from a thinner medium to thicker medium, it bends towards the normal, and whenever the light passes from thicker medium to thinner medium, it bends away from the normal. Okay, so these were the incident rays. This is say the theta I, that is the incident ray. This was the theta R1, that was the refracted ray. Again, this was theta I2, that is the incident ray from the glass. And this was your final theta R2, that was your refracted ray from glass to air. Okay, so whenever students this type of phenomena is happening or it is being conducted, what happens? The speed of light changes. The speed of light also changes. You know what is the general speed of light in air? The speed of light in air is said to be the fastest thing in the galaxy. Okay, and the speed of light in air is denoted as capital C. It is always 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. It is always 3 into 10 raised to 8 meters per second. Find the speed of light in air is 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. So this is your general speed of light in air. Okay students, so now what happens? This is your refractive index. So refractive index is what? Whenever the light passes from one transparent medium to another transparent medium, it bends and the speed of the light also changes. So the ratio of speed of light in medium 1 with respect to medium 2 is known as refractive index. I repeat, or I am writing over here, the ratio of speed of light in medium 1 with respect to medium 2 is known as refractive index. Is known as refractive index. So whenever the light is passing from N1 to N2, what we will write? That is, the formula will be N12 is equals to speed of light in medium 1 upon speed of light in medium 2. Fine students, so this is what we call as refractive index. The definition of the refractive index is the ratio of speed of light in medium 1 with respect to medium 2 is known as refractive index. It is known as refractive index. N12 is equals to speed of light in medium 1 upon speed of light in medium 2. Fine, I hope you are clear with this. The speed of light in medium 1 upon the speed of light in medium 2 is known as refractive index. The ratio of the speed of light in medium 1 with respect to the speed of light in medium 2 is known as refractive index. It is known as refractive index. It depends upon what type of material you are using. Fine. So the materials what we are using is can be any transparent things. What are the transparent things what we use in daily life? The first is the most common, that is glass. The second one will be water. Okay, the air is common to all. Glycerin, wax are also considered to be the transparent medium through which light can pass. Okay, so that is the refractive index which is related to the speed of light. Please remember students, the speed of light in air is always 3 into 10 raised to 8 meters per per second. The speed of light in air is 3 into 10 raised to 8 meters per second. I hope you are clear with this. Okay students, so this was the refractive index. I hope you know the refraction as well as the refractive index. So one more thing we are going to study about the lens is the lens formula. It is the lens formula. Fine. The first one is the lens formula. Students, as we studied about the mirror formula, and the mirror formula was stating about 1 upon V plus 1 upon U is equals to 1 upon F. Fine. Where V was the image distance, U was the object distance, and F was the focal length. So now what happens, if we need to find the length formula, it is as similar to mirror formula, but there is a very slight difference between them. So you also need to be cautious about that you don't mix the two formulas. Okay, let us write the mirror formula, that is 1 upon V minus 1 upon U is equals to 1 upon F. So over there in the mirror formula, we were having something like 1 upon V plus 1 upon U is equal to 1 upon F. Fine. But over here we will be having 1 upon V minus 1 upon U is equals to 1 upon F. So this is your length formula, students. This is your length formula, where V is the image distance. Okay, U will be your object distance. And F will be your focal length. F will be your focal length. I hope you are clear with this. V is the image distance, U is the object distance, and F is the focal length. Okay. So this was your length formula. We will be doing many of the numericals based on this length formula, magnification as well as the mirror formula and magnification, so that you can be clear with these forms. Okay. Last thing, yes, one more thing. Sign conventions of the length formula will be as same as that of mirror formula what we did last lecture. Okay, the signs and conventions remains the same. What was the sign conventions? We will always consider the distance from the optical center to the object distance, or from the optical center to the image distance, or focal length. Fine, focal length, my mistake. The object above the x-axis will be considered positive. The object below the x-axis will be considered negative. The object on the left hand side will be considered negative. The object on the right hand side will be also considered positive. So this is the general sign conventions what we did for the mirror formula, that is same followed by length formula. Okay, so I hope you are clear with this. Yes, one more formula we can write about this, and what was that? We know that R is equals to 2F. So we can also write F is equals to R upon 2. So if we can write F is equals to R upon 2, we can change the mirror formula, and that will be something like 1 upon V minus 1 upon U is equals to 1 upon R upon 2. Because instead of F I can write R upon 2. Now these two get shifted over there, and so that becomes 2 upon R. So this is your final formula for the length formula. You can use any of the two. Okay, so these are the final formulas for the length formula. I hope you are clear with this. Fine. The next thing was the refractive index, that is the speed of light in medium 1 upon the speed of light in medium 2 is considered to be refractive index. The speed of light in air is 3 into 10 raised to 8 meters per second. And then the two things we did just now is the image formation by the concave lens. One more topic we are going to study today is the magnification of lens. The magnification of lens. Okay. So as I told you students, the magnification for mirror, find the ratio of change in height of an image to the change in height of an object was said to be the magnification. The same thing is followed by the lens, but the formula will be different on the one side. Okay. So the topic's name is what we call as magnification of lens. Magnification of lens. Okay. So as I told you earlier, the ratio of change in height of image with respect to change in height of object is known as magnification. It is known as magnification. The general formula for the magnification will be m is always equals to h prime upon h. Okay, the general formula for the magnification will be m is equals to h prime upon h, and this h prime will be image height and h will be object height, original height, whatever you say. Okay, one more formula we are having about the lens formula, that was m is equals to v upon u. See student, there is a change over this formula. In mirror formula, also the magnification of mirror, the general formula for magnification was minus v upon u. It was the negative of the image distance upon the object distance. The negative of the image distance upon the object distance. So m was equals to minus v upon u. But just now we are having m is equals to only v upon u. So you please remember that v upon u, that will be for lens formula, and m is equals to minus v upon u will be for mirror. Okay, I hope you are clear with this. Fine students, m is equals to minus v upon u will be for mirror formula, and m is equals to v upon u will be for lens formula. Okay, one more thing. So this, after these two formulas, we can also write m is equals to h prime upon h is equals to v upon u. So this is your magnification of lens. This is your magnification of lens, and I hope you are clear with this. Okay, so we have almost completed the whole chapter. Now we are left with a very small topic, and that is also known as the power of lens. That is also known as power of lens. Students, what is power of lens? Have you ever seen that anybody having a spectacles will be having some number? Fine, say it can be a positive 0.25, negative 0.75. They will be using two types of lens, bifocal lens, a cylindrical glass, a spherical glass. Okay, what are the numbers through which it is being determined that what type of spectacles you need for a clear vision? Okay, so that is also known as power of lens. That is a number of lens. Okay, through which we can determine that if we cannot see things clearly, using this number of spectacles we can have a very clear vision, and that is known as power of lens. That is known as power of lens. We will be doing what is power of lens just now, so you please pay attention over here. Fine. So the thing is, the topic's name is power of lens. Now, power of lens, the general formula, a general definition for the power of lens is the The reciprocal of focal length is known as power of length. બરાબર છે? Reciprocal of focal length is known as power of length. So it is denoted as capital P and the formula will be 1 upon F. 1 upon F. So power of length is equals to 1 upon F. If you want to find the SI unit, focal length is always measured in meters. So SI unit is P is equals to 1 upon meter, and so this becomes meter inverse. This is your SI unit of power of length. See students, the power of length stands for the number of the lengths what we will be using to have a clear vision. Either it is a concave or a convex lens. Okay, concave lens and convex lens are used, and the number through which it is determined is known as the reciprocal of focal length. The reciprocal of focal length is known as power of length. So power of length P is equals to 1 upon M and P is equals to M inverse. Okay, the SI unit or the unit through which the power of length is denoted is known as diopter. D-I-O-P-T-R-E. It is known as diopter unit of power of length. Fine students, diopter is the unit of power of length. So power of length will be the reciprocal of the focal length. P is equals to 1 upon F. F focal length is always measured in units, a meter. So SI unit will be 1 upon M, and so P is equals to M inverse, also known as diopter. That is the power of length. Fine students, so I have completed the chapter today. We have done with the image formation by the concave lens. Okay, we completed the lens formula, that was something like 1 upon V minus 1 upon U is equals to 1 upon F, and the refractive index as well as the magnification. Okay, I hope you are clear with all the things we did today. Magnification formula, you should know the difference between the lens and the mirror one. M will be V upon U, but the mirror formula it will be minus V upon U. So these are the changes what we need to do. Okay, and the general formula will be same, M is equals to image height upon the object height. Find refractive index, you should know the ratio of the speed of light in medium 1 upon the speed of light in medium 2. The speed of light in air is always 3 into 10 raised to 8 meters per second. Okay, so we are keeping here till today. From tomorrow we will be starting the numericals of this same chapter. Okay, thank you.